Hi, welcome and namaste. This is Christopher May welcoming you to my video about doing a house blessing. Now this is a wonderful and powerful ritual that you can perform yourself, and I'm going to teach you everything I know, at least the basics, in a very short period of time so that you can do a house blessing yourself. The benefits of this are tremendous. You can do this when you first move into a home or an apartment, or you first open a business, or you can do it on a regular basis. But the benefits are you're magnetizing, enriching, purifying, energizing, and creating a tremendous amount of a wealth of energy in this space in which you either live or work. So what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So remember, it's up to you. Come to it with a good heart, come to it with a clear mind, and as you've done it several times, you'll probably find you really enjoy it and you actually look forward to it, as I do when I do in my business, in my home. The house blessing can be adapted to any tradition. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or from any other tradition, Wiccan, or even non-denominational interfaith. The purpose, again, is to bring together your connection to Spirit, to God, to the presence of great ones, and build a bridge between your heart, your mind, and all that's good and creative and beautiful and true and joyful in the universe, and be enriching and drawing that in, drawing yourself closer to that during the blessing. Okay, now about how we're going to do it. Pick the most special and sacred place in your home or your business. That could be your desk if it's your business where you work, or if it's your home, if you have a space where you meditate, where you pray, where you have spiritual reading and study, or a religious shrine or altar in your home. I would suggest starting there. So that's your starting point, because that's kind of the heart of your home or of this building. It's where you have invested the deepest, most beautiful part of yourself. So we're going to start there. Now, what to pray? I recommend using the Great Invocation, which you can hear about on one of my other videos. The reason that prayer is special because it's a formula which is unique, it's non-denominational, it's interfaith, and it draws in the power of light, the power of love, and the power of goodwill, and it asks for the blessings of those three energies to be in your life and in the world in general. If you don't want to use that prayer, you might want to use the Om Mani Padme Hum prayer. You could use the Lord's Prayer, or if you have another prayer that's very profoundly sacred to you, use that prayer. So we have the space, we have the intention, we have the prayer, and now let's go to the mechanics of doing it. I would suggest you start in a clockwise direction in that part of your home or your office and move clockwise throughout that one room, saying the prayer, saying the blessing. I also recommend that you use a piece of incense, or a stick of incense rather. You would hold that in your right hand, left hand, and then a candle in your right hand. That just sort of brings in the energy of purification, of healing, of illumination. So you walk clockwise around the room, you have your incense, you have your candle, and then as you proceed to the next room, you move in a clockwise pattern, following the wall or the edge of the room in that room. And you proceed thus throughout the rest of the building until you come back to where you started. At that point, you're at the closing stage of the blessing. And at this point, if you have several people with you, if you're doing it with your family or a friend or your life partner, you might have some beautiful background music on, something that's sacred, very uplifting, and then you can quietly close by saying a prayer for one another, for the welfare of humanity, for the welfare of your family, your friends, or your community. And that prayer could be of your choosing. I like to use Love to All Beings, which is on one of my other videos. And that prayer draws in and radiates back out the energy of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. So it really has a beautiful balancing and closing effect. If you don't want to use that prayer, there's certainly others you could use. So at this point, we're going to head inside and we're going to start in one room of this residence, and we're going to do a blessing so you can see how it actually works. Come on in and let's get started. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. 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 Okay, so that was the blessing of one room. What you would do from here is you would continue in a clockwise pattern around the entire house or the entire building, following the line of the wall as closely as you can, and then saying the prayer from room to room. The recitation of the Om does not need to be done until you come back to your starting point. So you're again going to start at one point, being the most special or sacred or profoundly moving part of your house or apartment or cabin or retreat center or business, and then you'll come all the way around in a clockwise pattern through each room, and then you'll return back to where you started, and then when you come back to your starting point, recite 3 Oms, and then you're finished. You can then sit in a silent, meditative way for 1 to 2 minutes, expressing gratitude, a sense of appreciation, a sense of certainty and confidence. Just experience a state of joy, put your mind to rest, and then conclude the house blessing. And that's really all there is to it. Namaste. Blessings.